HLBZ could be in continuation for an upside move. Let's go ahead and find out exactly how that is possible in this video. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an HLBZ technicals, raw price action, and statistical threat of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right into the charts. So we are looking at HLBZ in the buy daily chart here. And we have noticed that we've been riding a very large descending channel, and usually this descending channel presents the reversal of trend upon the completion of its criteria per the playbook rules of the golden rule of three. Usually the golden rule of three consists of 3 tests of the resistance before a true breakout attempt on test number 4. So in this case, we actually, you know what, a few videos ago, I think the last HLBZ video I released, I did explain that we're amidst a very complex breakout from this formation, as there are 2 formations in play here. So we do have a falling wedge, and we do have the descending channel. So in this case, both of the formations are bullish. So I did call a downside first for HLBZ using the statistical metrics, and since we had only tested the test number 3 of the falling wedge, and we had already fulfilled 4 tests of the descending channel, I said that the likelihood of us falling to a lower level before the likelihood of us falling to lower levels before us finding an upside breakout are very likely, since the wedge only has 3 tests. So we did get a little bit of a fake out here. Almost printed a bearish engulfing candle here. It was close, and it was close enough between these two for a downside continuation. So in this case, we're just, you know, topping at this resistance from the falling wedge. So this usually presents a bullish outlook here. So this is arguably on top of the wedge here itself already as a form of support. So in price action, in candle analysis, this is looking pretty bullish to me, and it looks like it's primed for an upside move soon. So now let's go ahead and look at the statistical side of this analysis here. So I want to mention this to you because it's of incredible importance, because this the statistical backtest that I performed, which consists of a profile versing volatility and momentum, we did catch a downside that was met almost to the penny. So, and I do want to mention this because the new listeners and new viewers deserve to know how I tend to make my decisions on the trade. So I actually study historical data or statistical volatility for a move in a future iteration, right? So in this case, you new viewers, you're looking at volatility here represented by this indicator BBWP. BBWP, or volatility, is direction neutral. So in order for us to gain a bias for that direction, we pair it with an indicator that's like this one, or a momentum-based indicator. So in this case, I am using stochastic momentum, which is proprietary to TradingView software, which, by the way, you can actually sign up for. I'll make sure to leave the link in the description below for the affiliate link, as I have been accepted, and that actually helps me out a great deal. So please check that out if you do have the means. Now, the stochastic momentum indicator is suggesting a slight upside, and usually it's the blue line represented by K. The K percentage is actually it's K versus D. So let's just go ahead and call it the signal line of the stochastic momentum, and we'll call the yellow line the moving average. Okay, so the signal line is actually suggesting a continuation to the upside, or it's starting to pivot towards the upside, as you can see right over here. And now the moving average is starting to make that pivot towards the upside as well. Okay, so this is usually indicative of a move to the upside. Now, per the backtest, anytime that we did reach contractive levels of volatility, which usually is high volatility, I have taken note of every every iteration where we have reached this contractive level, which I consider to be anything below this 15 percentile, usually about 10 percentile in a smaller term time frame. And I have taken that iteration's downside thrust versus the duration of the iteration, and also how many times the iteration got the move correct to the upside or downside incorrectly or correctly based on these horizontal lines here. Okay, so the statistical metrics came back with a total of 16 iterations, of which 10 were guessed correctly to the downside, giving us a 62.5% downside accuracy with an average downside pressure of minus 31.45% over the span of just over 11 days. So in that firing of the signal, which was here, we have succeeded that downside move, and we are still within that range. So you can see that eventually we actually came right back down to fulfill that exact metric. Not that it didn't with this candle already. It actually surpassed it by a couple percentages, but yes, the downside was met very much accurately, and it was guessed just under the 11-day averaged time, so, or average duration. So this is now that the downside has already been placed or played out, and momentum is sitting at a ridiculously oversold percentile, which, you know, stochastic momentum is similar to an RSI, so we can use jargon like that. So it is suggesting a continuation to the upside now that we have fulfilled that downside metric. Now let's go ahead and just gauge a bias for that direction in the immediate short-term time frame. So now for the new viewers, I have put, let me just put that chart back in and bring it back appropriately. Okay, so yeah, for the new viewers, I have the RSI properties here for you to focus on. These four zones here are located here. So let's just move this back and continue. Okay, so the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame has a slowing down of the pivot, suggesting an early pre-market session or just immediate short-term time frame, slight pullback before a continuation onto the upside. When we are in these very deep areas of the bull weakness percentile, this is likely for us to be gravitated right into bull strength percentile. Okay, so yeah, whenever we're at these junctions of any of these zones, we are likely to be gravitated into one another. Okay, so now the bi-hourly RSI is suggesting a continuation to the upside, and it has since made a bullish cross above the moving average, which is represented by this pink line here. It is a 14-day moving average stock to any RSI setup. The RSI signal is represented by the purple line here, and it is now in the shallow areas of the bear weakness percentile. Like I mentioned here, we are likely to be gravitationally pulled right into the bull weakness percentile, excuse me. Okay, so now the 6-hour time frame RSI is suggesting a continuation to the upside. It is very much primed unless it looks like it's already crossing the moving average, which is very bullish of this. It is approaching the shallow areas of the bear weakness percentile and likely to continue on to the upside. The daily time frame is suggesting a continuation to the upside and has since moved outside of the shallow areas of the bear weakness percentile. It is now in the middle of the zone and approaching the shallow areas of the bear weakness percentile, suggesting a continuation to the upside. So just for giggles, let's look at the bi-daily. Bi-daily is still suggesting some upside. It is at the border between the bear weakness and bear strength percentile. Usually this can suggest some sideways trading after some upside continuation for HLBZ. The upside is let's see, we can actually gain a bias for that upside move, and we'll do that. We'll do that here. Actually, we need to get rid of this. Actually, we can. No, I'm going to leave that there. And we're going to go ahead and make a new Fibonacci range to get our targets to the upside. Please know that I'm not a financial advisor. I am not a financial advisor. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as a form of entertainment only. Okay, as I can't suggest for you to buy or sell any assets. Do your own DD and we'll be okay. Okay, you guys? All right. So now, Leah, let's go ahead and try to figure out some targets for the immediate short term. We'll take the the swing high of 2 days ago to the swing low from Friday and see what we have. Okay, so let's go ahead and now open up our moving averages as well and get rid of momentum and volatility and see what we have. So we'll go ahead and open up the simple moving averages, and these are going to be the okay, so we do have a trek. We do have some. The reason why we actually face this drawback on Friday is actually due to the 50-day and the 10-day simple moving average serving as a form of resistance, as well as the 0.786 here, the inverse one. But actually, yes, it actually used a shorter term time frame, not 786, and if you can see right over here, use the cursor, it stopped right at that 786 as well. So yes, I mean, this is still bullish. We do need to combat these moving averages in order for us to move to the upside, but I do see an immediate short-term first stop at the not 618 at about 22 cents. So it is likely for us to actually make a move here and or to the 0.5 at 22.97 or 23 cents before failing this and using either the 0.618 or the 0.786 as a form of support before a continuation onto the upside. If we were to make a larger move to the upside, as we can see that HLBZ is definitely capable of, the top target that I can suggest would actually be at the 1.618, which has a lot of confluence to the 100-day moving average. So it would be between the range of 24 cents, 2407 to about 25.54. So that could be my absolute top target for the immediate short-term time frame. I think this is a pretty good place for me to leave off the video. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me within Discord or Twitter. I'll make sure to leave the links in the description below for you to consider joining the ARCa trading community in Discord. I'm not sure if I said that like 8 times already, but there it is again, you guys. Okay, so yeah, I wish you well. I wish you a very good night and the rest of your weekend, and I will catch you at the bell on Monday. Adios.